Good evening, class. Let's make some comic books. Some comic books. Comic books. Let's play the trailer first. We finished, of course, New Year's Eve. We finished the AracKnight Returns, the first chapter. I fed it into the Revit engine. I have a really cool trailer here that I'm going to play right now. So let's have some fun here.
This gritty Spider-Man reboot turns the wall crawler into a desperate survivor in a Mad Max wasteland. It is called The AracKnight Returns, and the stakes are insane. New York has become Empire City, a fortress ruled by Mayor J. Jonah Jameson, while Sandman and Vulture are literally tearing the sky apart, hunting for Doc Ock's preserved brain. Spidey tries to stop them, but gets absolutely destroyed and left for dead in a pneumatic tube. But the ending is the real twist. Peter wakes up in a Bacta tank, saved by none other than a recluse Norman Osborn, who demands an unholy alliance to take back their city.
Okay, how fucking cool is that? That was fun as fuck. And as always, brought to you by the new Faro's Lounge Kickstarter. I'm 71% away from where I want to be. So let's start the new chapter. Where are we up to now in the Spider-Man lore? We are starting a brand new year. It's January 1975. So as always, the whole plan is to go through 2 issues of Amazing Spider-Man, 4 issues all together to knock out 2 pages of panels and dialogue. And we're also going to add, we actually might just start with this first. They were doing those giant sizes. This is trying to get more Spider-Man stories out there before they finally just said, fuck it, let's do a third series. So I know somewhere along the lines, either 1976 or 1977, that's when Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man, comes around, trying to focus on, I think, more of his teacher job. To be honest, I don't remember a lot of it. I was always an Amazing Spider-Man guy. Either way, these giant sizes were the precursor to that. Remember, they had the Spectacular Spider-Man, those 2 specials that were just black and white fucking reprints. Either way, as we showed you, we opened up the AracKnight Returns. Vulture and Sandman have come to town. They are demanding the government of Empire City return the preserved brain of Dr. O. They say, of course, they don't have it. We know they don't have it because Norman Osborn stole it. Spider-Man goes into the fight, gets the living shit kicked out of him, gets sucked into an pneumatic tube. They torture him to near death. They demand the brain or they're going to tear the city apart. That's how he left it. And just before Spider-Man thinks he's about to die, because they were just going to kill him. They're like, look, you're a nuisance. Now we're just going to fucking kill you because you can't help us. You can't find the brain, to fuck off. And he is saved, but he thinks he's saved by S.H.I.E.L.D. and the police. But when he wakes up, he's in a Bacta tank, and he's now a prisoner of Norman Osborn. Now let's go. First things first. Let's open up the speech from the previous issue. So I have the cover. We're working on the cover right now, which is going to be it's going to be a 70s theme since we're going through the 70s lore. It's going to be Mary Jane, Liz Allen, and Black Cat dancing at Studio 54. Actually, I believe we have it right here. I think I can show it off right now. The computer, of course, is moving fucking slow. All right. What the hell is this? Ay, ay, ay. Just open, you fucker. Here we go. Check out. Why is the computer working so fucking slow? Some Studio 54 actions. Check that out. I told him, I said, you know what, a less dance floor. I don't need that much real estate on the bottom floor. Of course, we're going to have a mature version as well. 1970s, we got Mary Jane, Black Cat, Liz Allen all dancing it up at Studio 54. So we're going to open with Giant Size Spider-Man. It's a Spider-Man Kung Fu Master team. But like I said, again, before I forget, there's 2 things to look up. We need a previous issue of Dark Knight Returns to remember the monologue from the last speech. And then I wanted to open up, I think we're actually going to do the first 2 pages of this particular issue. I think it'd be kind of cool to open up with the origin of the Sandman. AracKnight Returns, is that our page here? Yes. Let's open up the old PDF. All right. At the bottom here, we last left off the Iraq chapter 1. Who's the lead agent? We have evolved Shield now. Page 24. Okay. We got to a splash out of Norman Osborn messy but high-tech secret lab hidden in Empire City. Type of set as he's floating in the center of the lab facing Peter's with the tank. As we pan out, we see the tank that is holding the lizard, and we also see the large tank that is holding Dr. Rose, aka the living brain. We also show some pumpkin bombs laying around in the background, but it is dark, so all we really see is the demonic-like Joker-style facial features, eyes, and grin, as Norman Osborn talks to Peter Parker about why he saved him and is holding him captive. I know the hatred you harbor for me, Peter, and it is warranted. But as always, I will incur. What happened to your parents wasn't personal, and they may not have had the knowledge of who they were working for, but there are bigger things at play now than history and hysteria. Whether you believe it or not, my motivations are beyond selfish, as Empire City means more to me than a few precious bars of gold and silver. I created this city from the ground up, and I will not see it fall from this watch until the next. So I'm going to need you to accept an ironic form of gratitude and respect, as I ask you to engage with me in an unholy alliance, so that we may take down this vermin that plagues our empire. So, Peter, will you join me? Or shall I pull the plug? And this is as far as we go. Ugh! That's how he ended it? Peter waking up that fucking back to tank? Remember, the lizard's there. Dr. O is there. So that's how we're going to open things up. But we're not actually going to open things up with that scene. That'll come in possibly pages 3 and 4. We'll see. We have the notes for it. Because what I want to do... Where's the 3? Here we go. AracKnight 3. Right now, AracKnight 1 is finished. AracKnight 1's not finished yet. The colors are finished. It just has to be lettered. The last 6 pages are being lettered. I approve the colors. So once the lettering is done, I can send that fucker off. AracKnight 2 is already finished. I had unfortunately had to replace the artist at the end of AracKnight 1 because I lost track of him. And there's only so much fucking patience you have to have for your artist before you just figure out a way to replace them mid-scene. You write it into the fucking script, whatever you have to do, you get the fucking pages done. Like Vince McMahon said, you get the match in the ring. Alright, so at the AracKnight 3, which again, in production, I've already paid for all 24 pages. They're being drawn as we speak. At the end of AracKnight 3, we revealed the death scenes of the Sinister Six. So what next, Commissioner? I'm at your disposal. Alright, so Dr. O. Let's see, decapitated. Let's see, the crowd. Spider-Man saves the fucking day. Any sign the mayor's spotlight passes over Spider-Man. We see him look into the office. Alright, so we have to go back a few pages here. At the end of AracKnight 3, Dr. Rose uses his nanobots, taps into the whole mainframe, and reveals that Norman Osborn had the whole Sinister Six killed. Here we go. The nanobots plug into the communications jack of Oscorp Tower, which plugs into the mainframe as it takes over all the screens around and on the tower. We then see the screen start to show the various executions of the Sinister Six from Dr. O's archives. You don't have to show the full screens, just pieces, and the crowd gathered around reacting. Your mayor, your chosen leader, is no more than a callous con artist. He is no man of science. He has brought forth no innovations. He is a murderer, a monster, a goblin who dared to play God with those who had forged his wings. Well, so much for that plan. All right, but what the fuck happened here? There's a buzzing. We see Dr. O has several small nanobots. Where is it shown? Is it shown at the beginning? Oh, it's shown at the beginning. The actual deaths are at the beginning. Oh, technical difficulties. Empire City was mine. The idea is that the Sinister Six were the architects of Empire City, saving the city when it is seceded from the Union after a big civil war tore the country apart. That's the basis I have for our apocalyptic, not apocalyptic, because Empire City is like a futuristic city, but the basis we keep talking about is that America below is like a wasteland. America below got fucked up in the Civil War. New York ditched America and renamed itself Empire City. Norman Osborn was basically building a rocket ship style skyscraper, like a Baxter building type of thing, and Dr. O steals it from him. That's the whole plot of our first movie, a flying fucking building. Dr. O trying to leave the Earth. Mugshots. The rest of the trio. Come on. Where the fuck are those videos? I need to see the death so we can use it. Norman Osborn, Commissioner Stacy. By the way, Mr. Parker, really admire your pictures. Dr. O takes over somewhere in here. Here we go. Do 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 do. Good evening, Mr. May. Here we go. Before you start snapping at alarms and bravo, and before you start snapping at alarms and bravado, let me be clear that this is a private channel. I don't have much time, so please do not interrupt me. I used the ransom on the Mars colony to study your security response, which I then used to infiltrate your tower. I have placed what I have left of my nanobots all over your sacred shrine, to your greed and gluttony, so that I could show you what I plan to show the world. Here we go. The first screen will flash and show the attempted demise of the Vulture. We see Adrian Toombs working on a high beam that suddenly ignites into the sky, taking him with it as it is out of control. He is wearing an early makeshift version of his harness suit, but it doesn't save him. At least that's what the footage will show. Okay, good. That's it. Second screen will show the attempted demise of Mysterio. We see that what looks like a floating asteroid with his robot assistants. We see him being ambushed in his special suit by a pack of his own robot laborers. SFX of the tearing apart of the man in the spacesuit. The third screen will show the attempted demise of Electro. He's in the center of a large energy apparatus, which looks like the heart of the project. He is holding onto a set of large cables as he is being electrocuted. We see him in agonizing pain, his skeletal form lighting up the screen. Fourth screen will show the attempted demise of Flint Marko, the Sandman. We see him horrifically shredded to near pieces as he falls into a seawater energy thresher. We see sand, blood, and screams in a swirl of gore. And we could show both of these right now. Or we could show the Vulture first and how he basically survives. So let's do that. Let's get the notes from both these pages. What pages are these from? This is AracKnight 3, page 6. All right, so we got to open up that file real quick. Time for not what the fuck is this? Just open it. Who the fuck is this beeping me at 4:36? Where are you? Roosh, 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 roosh. Page computer. Computer's got me rolling the battles, but it's copy. Empire City was built with our hands, and upon completion you plotted and nearly succeeded in executing us one by one, using our own creations against us. Do not deny these allegations, as you are the only one with access. You wanted us wiped out so that we wouldn't spread our secrets, or perhaps use them for our own gain. The second screen will show the attempted demise of Mysterio. Okay, we got to this. Like pawns on a chessboard, you used us to steal fire from the heavens. Cogs in the machine. Knights and magicians for your cosmic castle. There were plenty of fortune to go around, Norman, but you had to be the monster. In your efforts to cover up our executions, and your attempts to play God, I am here to tell you tonight that you indeed succeeded. But this is just the beginning. You can't shake the devil's hand and say you're only kidding. He's a fucking poet. Now it is not. Now is not. Now is not is the part. We gotta fix that. Now is not the part where you offer me gold bullion. Your word has no credibility. I planned to expose you to the city tonight, but then you offered up this new gift. Gift? The Oscorp station. I'm all fucked up here. All right, we'll have to fix that. Oh wait, fix it here. This isn't the. This is a PDF. Ooh. Now the part where you offer me gold bullion. Did I spell bullion wrong? Is that? All right, we're good there. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Where the hell's my file? Where the fuck's my Spider-Man? Here's my Kickstarter. We're starting here. We gotta kill the Sandman. The Vulture. If we bring New Orleans into our storyline here, let's not worry about that yet. Chapter 2 of the saga, show how Adrian Tomb became the Vulture, save Sandman. Okay, so we're doing this now. All right. All right. The attempted demise of the Vulture. Adrian Toombs working on a high beam that suddenly ignites into the sky, taking him with it as it is out of control. I get that font right. Is that 14? Yes. All the font the same. God damn it with the fucking screens here. Old fucking man, I can't see that good. All right, font. We just get something fucking easy here. What are we doing? Let's go for the old school fucking comic. Where's the comics handwriting? Boom, size. Let's go big. I'm fucking. Is that what we're doing? Let's go 16. Fuck it, 16. Then we'll shrink it. All right. And then we'll shrink it. We see Adrian Toombs working on a high beam that suddenly ignites into the sky, taking him with it as it is out of control. He is wearing an early makeshift version of his harness suit, but it doesn't save him. At least that's what the footage will show. Let's give this guy something horrific. We know where we're starting. We showed a little snippet of it that was going to be drawn right now. Let's really show this motherfucker getting, grinded through some fucking gears. We have to have a reason for the hatred. The man nearly killed and tortured fucking Spider-Man to death. Let's do this. All right, put the AC on. It's fucking hot. Let's really show this motherfucker getting grinded through the gears. And the idea is that it could be Norman telling this story over it. You could do one page with Adrian Toombs, you could do one page with the Sandman. I mean, that could definitely work. Let's get a little art going here. Let's get the art going. Let's play with this. There's no digital issue. You can't have this. We can't read this. He's not available. Is that why they don't fucking talk about it? Is this not on the Marvel plan? What happened here? Look at that shit. 1, 2 is not available. Oh, I guess because what? It's what is it? Fucking. So this is also January 1975. So fuck it. We're gonna open this shit up with fucking giant size Spider-Man number 3. Fuck number 2, because it opens up the same time as we open up our new issue here in good old 1975 here. So we can start here. We left it off with the fucking Grizzly being hired to fucking get Peter, and then Peter gets fucking picked up by the Jackals. We're coming into these next 10 issues are really rolling into the Clone Saga, so we might need fucking team up in this giant size to fucking save our ass here. I fucking hate the clone shit. It's not the real Clone Saga, just the introduction of the clone. But either way, let's start it up right here. Giant size fucking Spider-Man. Doc fucking Savage. 19 fucking 75. Bada bing, bada boom. The Yesterday Connection. Monday, October 7th, 1974. See, I guess they're a year back when they're writing these stories. Well, it is October 74. And they put these issues a little bit ahead of time. So Spider-Man's chilling out. He's looking over. He sees a little Morse code. He's curious. Morse code, all right. It says, Spider-Man, come quickly. Desana needs your help. He's like, whoa. I dreamed up for this Decina character. So now he's going to go see Decina, who I'm assuming is connected to Doc Savage. Something's coming back to me. I think about reading this building they're tearing down, some article in the Village Voice. It's supposed to be a landmark, last remaining office of its kind. A girl named Alice had similar circumstances. Curiouser and curiouser. Someone's here, all right, but we're boom! Cracked right on the back of his fucking head. He flips over, jumps into fucking gear, lands in his spot. We got a half naked chick. Oh, is there anything better? Fucking half naked jerk. Saku Kora Tanara. The same to you, lady. And if you don't mind, I'd rather. God, what a sexy bitch. Saku, and then she puts her little fucking mesmerizing fucking. Ooh, she's hot. She's not really hot, but she's cute. Some Doc Savage action. I'm pretty good with tricks myself. He shoots a couple of webs at her, and her they gotta fucking talk if you speak English. Forgive my rude introduction. I am Decina, and I need your aid. You're Decina. I figured that. Before I caught your light flash, this better be worth a night's sleep. Do you know of this structure, Spider-Man? I know a lot more than it was built in the 30s, one of the most modern buildings of its time, a lot of Art Deco. Why? So we got ourselves a little mystery here. It seems to unravel. The cornerstone. Doc Savage in The Secret Out of Time. All right, so we got some Doc Savage action in here. The man in that pinstripe suit. Okay, so I'm playing around here. So while we're playing around, let's start right. Page 1. Okay. We start a shot with a small panel shot of a pair of hands working with high tech, with a high tech laser drill as he welds a piece into place. Panning out of the close-up, we see Adrian Toombs working on a high beam that's suddenly, not yet, working on a high beam. Suddenly ignites and taking it with his out of control. Save that for a second here. Working on a high beam in the central, in the undercarriage of what will one day become Empire City's engine. He's wearing an airily makeshift version of his harness suit. If it doesn't save him, that's what the footage will show. We don't have to worry about it. Of his harness suit. A steampunk version. What will become the vulture? Let's see the engine. Okay, one second. Panning out the close, we see Adrian Toombs working on a high beam undercarriage engine as the sky is below him. He is working with a gravity belt, with a magnetic gravity belt. He's wearing an early makeshift version of his harness suit, a steampunk version of what will become the vulture. Nice. Let's get a caption across the page. Caption across the panel reads, final many moons ago, during the final phase of Empire City's construction. Boosh. Little tiny shot, hands like hammering in like Tony Stark kind of thing, Tony Stark and Iron Man. Panning out of the close-up, we see Adrian Toombs working on a high beam, working on a propulsion. Propulsion. On a high beam exhaust port. In the undercarriage, you don't have to always have to be so specific, but it's more fun, and you torture your artists less when you can get a very specific for them to play around. Sometimes you want to give them a little creative control, especially when you start developing a really cool relationship with your artist. You can really let them, like, it used to be, I dictated everything, and then once you start working with artists, after a while, they kind of know what you want, and they mix in a lot of their own styles and have a lot of fun, because at the end of the day, this has to be fun for them, too. And you really see it. When it's a job, you see generic art. When you know they're into it, not just a paycheck, which is also very nice too. So we pan out this close-up. This is where Norman's going to be talking over the scene about what happened to the vulture. We can't just have him saying ow, ow, ooch, ow, ow, ow. Superhero speed. What the fuck is this? Oh, TikTok. Get the fuck out of here. You fucking TikToks. Norman. Voiceover. Adrian Toombs. Adrian Toombs. Adrian Toombs was born to fly. He mastered the ability to harness pure magnetic power. He mastered the ability to harness pure magnetic power and channel it into a gravity suit, locking onto magnetic poles, in order to achieve not only to achieve flight, but maneuverability. Maneuvers, that's not a word, is it? Locking onto magnetic poles not only to achieve flight, flotation, locking onto magnetic poles not only to achieve flight, not only to achieve flotation, but full flight. He mastered the ability to harness pure magnetic power and channel it into a gravity suit, locking onto magnetic poles not only to achieve flotation, but full flight. A dangerous weapon. It's a dangerous weapon. We know it's a dangerous weapon. He had mastered the ability to harness pure magnetic power and channel it into a gravity suit, locking on to magnetic poles not only to achieve flotation, but full flight. And he did nothing with these gifts, locking on to magnetic poles not only to achieve flotation, but full flight. And he did nothing with these gifts until I brought him into the fold. Until I brought him into the fold. I gave him purpose. He mastered the ability to harness pure magnetic power, channel it into a gravity suit, locking onto magnetic poles not only to achieve flotation but full flight. And he did nothing with these gifts until I brought him into the fold. I gave him purpose. I built his suit. I designed. I built. I built. I designed. He stops. I like this. I built. I designed. I financed. I financed his creation. I built. I designed. I financed his creation. It's like, Norman's crazy. A little Jack Nicholson in there. I financed his creation. So I like that. Adrian Toombs was born to fly. He mastered the ability to harness pure magnetic power and channel it into a gravity suit, locking on to magnetic poles not only to achieve flotation, but full flight. And he did nothing with these gifts. He did nothing. And what did he do with these gifts? He was a glorified. He was a crop duster, not glorified. He was a crop duster in the wastelands. I like that. And what did he do with these gifts? He was a crop duster in the wastelands until I brought him into the fold. I gave him purpose. I built. I designed. I financed his creation. I like that. Suddenly, so we have to kill him here. Or fuck him up really bad. Alright, let's keep going here. That man in the pinstripe suit, his behavior is suspicious. Alright, someone's coming after Doc Savage. And the already mentioned man in the pinstripe suit reaches for a gun. Doc. So Doc Savage is what? This is the guy that's made out of fucking gold? Doc Savage doesn't answer. His face is set in a grim bronze mask. His yellow-flecked eyes are riveted on the gunman below, who was already drawing a bead on the man dedicating the new building. The newly elected mayor of New York. Oh, Faro LaGuardia, look at this. And we're involving the mayor in our story. Isn't that cool? Doc Savage saves the day, beats up the assassin. My apologies, Mr. Mayor. Apparently this man was trying to shoot you. I had no choice, but I had to act as I did. It's quite all right, Doc. Thanks for the help. It seems I'm safe with you around than my commissioner of police. Isn't that right, Commissioner? There you go. Ah, shit. I gotta get my batteries here. Ugh. Forgetting my computer is old. It's not holding a charge the way it used to. Right. It's that camera crap. Ugh. Ooh. Am I on camera? Am I on camera? Was I not on camera? I'm on camera. Yeah. All right. Look how well they draw Fiorello LaGuardia. Not that I fucking remember what he looks like. Mm. All right, so maybe the commissioner's evil. What the fuck's going on here? They're getting rid of the commissioner. Obviously, the big evil commissioner. So you forgetting me? Oh, we can get a little chasing going here. There's Doc Savage. Agora, Mike. Will you look at that laddie? He's breaking every speed regulation in the book. Calm yourself, O'Houlihan. You're still new to this town. He's a friend to the policeman. All right, I like the old school car. We could introduce a Spider-Mobile car chase into this second chapter. Remember, our goal here, the AracKnight 1 was 4 chapters. So the goal for the AracKnight Returns is 5 chapters. 5 chapters at 24 pages each, thereby instituting a 120-page story superior to our 96-page story to begin with. Anyone saying our mission is that construction was not duly accomplished? That's exactly what I'm saying, Johnny. Important though an assassination attempt may be, I find it hard to believe he was summoned for that reason alone. Oh, we got a mystery going on here inside of giant-sized Spider-Man. The roar of the mighty engines that the Bronze Man's powerful touring car descends into the depths of the basement garage of a certain midtown office building, where Doc Savage and his 5 companions disembark to enter a private high-speed elevator. Or are they going to the backs of the building? I don't know much about Doc Savage. I know they were trying to make a movie for a while. He's got a fucking little crew here. The very moment the Bronski leader is finding the group, his altruism and his patience rather stained. He does a couple of tests on some papers. What the fuck is going on here? The doc is looking for a mystery. Left it for last night. It's not of this world. I suspect this assassination is not what we were warned about. All right, Doc Savage. All right, so Spider-Man's hanging out here. Doc Savage, I read about that guy. He was one of the original crime fighters back in the 30s. What's he got to do with me, Decina? Near as I figure it. Oh, that was a flashback. I forgot that was a flashback. So, some shit's going down. I'm assuming Spider-Man's either going to travel back in time, or he is going to team the fuck up with Doc Savage. We got an earthquake. New York's on bed. Oh, look at this shit. They make a connection to Marvel Team Up. If that hunk of stone had connected, you'd be a blot on my conscience now, Decina. What gets me is how come the earthquake? New York's on bedrock. Is that what she said to him? Okay. New York's on bedrock. The last time this island had a shaking was when Hercules and I had a run-in with those city stealers last issue. Fainted. So we're going to be reading that. I like that when we connect the issues. It does complicate matters. I'll have to wait until she wakes up before I can find out. Scratch that. Someone's coming to fuck them up. The Phantom is some kind materializing out of the building. Correction may be transparent. That is no fucking mirage. It is web slinging time. All right, what do we got here? He's got to put the hot chick with the fucking diamonds on her tits. Is Decina popular enough that we could do a Slave Leia Decina and a Frozen Doc Savage? Carbonite Doc Savage? Could that be something in our for a future issue? What the hell? Let's put it in. Let's get it in the notes. In the notes. See, Crystal from the Humans with Lockjaw, that would be more like a frozen Quicksilver because Johnny Storm ain't with Crystal. She marries we'll get to these at some point. For now, let's not worry about the Fantastic Four. What are we putting in here? Oh yeah. No, put it in there, actually. Keep it in there. We don't need to always throw it out. Slave Leia Decina, right? With a frozen Doc Savage. All right, back to our story here. Suddenly, we need some way. What happens to Adrian Tomb series? Working on a high beam exhaust port. I financed his creation. Suddenly, the exhaust port ignites as beams shoot out everywhere, and the air even rumbles as magnetic energy rumbles it. Suddenly, the exhaust port ignites as beams shoot out everywhere, and the air even rumbles as magnetic energy disrupts reality. As effects of the ignition and warping. Panel 4, Adrian will be immediately crushed up against the undercarriage. He begins to fumble with his belt to free himself as he is almost crucified against the exhaust port. SFX of the crucifixion and crunching. Okay, we're going to need some lines here. Crucifixion. Really? Crucifixion. There you go. And crunching. Adrian manages to spring himself free and is almost looking regal as he spreads his wings and looks like he is about to escape. But close up on his face as we see he is not going to make it. SFX as the magnets are pulling him back. We see a horrific crunching and morphing as Adrian is sucked through the exhaust port by the same magnetic power he harnessed. So should we save that for the next page? Was a close up on his face because we have two small shots here. Oh yeah, he harnessed, almost looking like when Boba Fett was sucked into the was it Sarlacc, right? The Sarlacc pit in Return of the Jedi. Bang! SFX of the sucking in. I like that. Oh, that's so cool. And you can really have fun with that last panel. You get two small panels up top. The other one of him just kind of flying around. And he just gets fucking sucked in, crunched up, crunch, 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 motherfucker. Of the sucking in. Okay, so let's move the notes. We have page one done in terms of art. We have to write the dialogue. What Norman's going to be saying to him over that. All right. All this to the bottom of page three. We'll go over our notes right before we start page two. Let's lay out. I think page one is laid out. Let's just get the dialogue now. Superman, where are you now? When everything got wrong somehow. Men of steel, these men of power. I'm losing control by the hour. Tediousness, but it helps you edit and kind of look over your pages again. And you just get sucked in like just full on fucking crunching. Following the process of Adrian being digested through the cogs and interworkings, the cogs and entrails, no, cogs and arteries of Empire City, almost like Mario being sucked down the drain in his video games. We see a river of radioactive, of glowing radioactive material also running through the catacombs, cogs, and arteries. The catacombs, let's get catacombs in there, catacombs. Cogs and arteries of him. Like the idea is that he's in the inner workings. They're building this city. That's what Norman's got to be talking about here. Like, what was the plan? We'll get to the notes after. Let's finish this comic book. We need one, two, three, four. So we got the first two panels in terms of dialogue. Let's keep this going. Suddenly, the Exorc ignites as beams shoot out everywhere in the air, even rumbles as magnetic energy disrupts reality. I financed this creation. And in return, he donated his gift. He donated his efforts to the construction of our empire. Using the same tech in his suit to harness using the same tech in his suit using the same tech in his suit to harness to build a magnetic shell around our metropolis. lifting us off the ground, out of the wastelands, lifting us off the ground, out of the wastelands, and into the future. And in return, he donated his efforts to the construction of our empire, using the same tech in his suit to build a magnetic shell around our metropolis, lifting us off the ground, out of the wastelands, and into the future. To be able to take a full city and hover it into the sky. Like any press into paradise, there would be glitches. But like every press into paradise, there would be glitches. Adrian will be immediately crushed up against the undercarriage. He begins to fumble with his belt to free himself. He is almost crucified against the exhaust port. Adrian has blamed me for his demise, but he should be thanking me. Adrian has blamed me for his demise, but he should be thanking me. I took what? What did he take? What did he turn him into? It's like I like the idea of I turned him into one of us. You know? Remember, he's talking to Peter. Peter can't talk. Peter's fucking in a back to tank. He's just talking. He's nuts. Adrian has blamed me for his demise, but he should be thanking me. I took an old man, a farmer. I took a skeleton. Took a skeletal old man, a farmer past his due now. I took a skeletal old man, wasted potential, and I turned him into one of us. And I turned him into one of us. Like that. I took a skeletal old man, wasted potential, and I turned him into one of us. Adrian manages to spring himself free, and is almost looking regal as he spreads his wings and looks like he is about to escape. Whatever this Joker is, he's strong. I gotta buy some time, get a chance to figure things out. Let's see what we got here. He drop kicks a Phantom in the fucking face. The Phantom smacks him, tries to step on him, kicks him into a fucking wall, throws a wrecking ball at him. And what do we got here? Spider-Man rides the wrecking ball into his face. Saku Tagora Batuka Sasuku. He can talk, but what is he saying? It sounds like the scene is language, but it's echoing and full of static, like a bad radio transmission. Electric force field. There's something screwing on here, like that giant isn't physical. He's more like a massive electrical force field in semi-human form. And that's just giving me an idea. If I can disrupt that electrical field somehow, I might get out of this mess alive. Sakubaku Totuka. All right, what's going on here? Jackhammer. I like the jackhammer. Spider-Man, are you hurt? Did Taros injure you? The only thing smarting is my pride, lady. I think you've been holding out on me. What's going on, you high-up naked bitch? Number one, just where on earth do you come from anyway? And number two, how could something that happened 40 years ago affect my world today? I mean, about as big a bug about history as the next guy, but frankly, look at this piece of ass. I will explain. I beg you be patient. Remember, the last image I showed you, Clark Savage Jr., the man known as Duck Savage, had received a message to come to this building site. I was there 40 years ago. Good old Duck Savage. They're looking around this abandoned, empty old building. The bronze man's walking around, no other man alive. Instead of a cry of amazement, he gives a soft, thrilling sound, a signal that Duck Savage is surprised and thoughtful, and there comes his bitch. My name is Decina Clark Savage, and I need your help. I need you to help me out of this outfit. I've actually got my help. Beautiful dame. I mean, a lady like her. Just be certain you don't frighten her to death, you Neanderthalic ape. Can't you see she prefers a refined man, a Harvard man? Although, you know what I'm thinking now? Doc Savage with this 30 to 40s can make a really cool team up with Indiana Jones. At some point, I'm going to write that Indiana Jones, Captain America fucking team up. I was going to bring the Predator into it. Fucking Doc Savage now I want to bring into it. That can be some cool shit. Listen, you blasted shyster. Enough banter. If you were responsible for this morning's message, perhaps you just explain why you. What is going on here? My name is, I've told you, Decina. I come from a world which exists parallel to yours, but another dimension. Every bitch dresses like that. I see your companions still don't understand, Clark Savage. Very well. In one dimension, the dimension of space, exists your Earth. Yet in a second dimension, parallel to your own, there coexists with your world another world. My world. Saku! Still puzzled? And only space. Oh, look, it's flat. Still puzzled, perhaps the concept is too extraordinary for your earthbound minds to matter. Look at this shit. That could be kind of cool. If we could play with that into our storylines. And only space changes. Still puzzled, perhaps the concept is too extraordinary for your earthbound minds. No matter. Suffice to say that our worlds exist parallel to each other, your Earth and my Saku. Some while ago, to use your Earth terminology, I was summoned to the laboratory of my assistant, who said, "Can I just jerk off while you're wearing that hot-ass outfit?" A journey across the surface of our existence plane, the equivalent dimension of your planet. Some located several thousand klan from your central urban complex Sakumar. Oh, my ass itches. Ugh. All right, come on. What are we doing here? Let's get this fucking story off the ground here already. She's hot. People are slipping and fucking falling directly into the space-time device. So what happened? They tripped into a fucking space-time device. Stopped the transmission. He was dead. When I play, oh, look at this piece of ass here. But then it was possible both associate. The only reason to really read this, now the reason I read this was to now give my guy, Iago, when he's ready for his next assignment, a fucking slave Taros, slave Leia fucking Decina and fucking Frozen Doc Savage. It's gotta be done. Trav substance. Because I would be traveling to a world where our language would be unknown, I required a transubstantia. Oh, Jesus Christ, this is so fucking stupid. Obvious reasons I chose to arrive simultaneously with my Taros aura. A monster, the power surge had transformed his aura, making it evil insane. So an evil fucking cloud monster is invading the city. She's a piece of ass. His fucking Neanderthal ape friend throws a fucking brick at the fucking guy. What we got here? Horrible. Oh, the Giants hired Jim Harbaugh. Look at that shit. Really? The Giants just hired Jim Harbaugh. In a voice that betrays no tension or fear, the man known to the world as Duck Savage gives his aides a series of orders. Ay, they gotta fucking take down this fucking stupid demon. Doc Savage swings out. Spidey and Doc Savage are fighting together. The only reason I'm reading this fucking issue is to get Decina. We got our Decina piece, so we know we're gonna make money off the Decina piece with Doc Savage. So at least we got some use out of this, because right now this fucking story is really pissing me off. It's Doc Savage running around. This really isn't a Spider-Man story. It's a Doc Savage fucking story that they just kind of throw Spider-Man into with the hope that he gets Doc Savage a fucking rub so they can come out with a new Doc Savage story. Am I right? Are we close? They don't even team up. It's a fucking flashback story. She's telling the fucking story. We have to finish off Taros. He's trapped in this fucking stupid fucking cornerstone. He's thanking me for not making him a monster. Besides, I took a course in comparative languages. I can almost make out what Taros was saying, and he sounded like he was mad only at you. What the fuck? Oh, this was stupid. Again, hot fucking piece of ass to Cena and Doc Savage. Now, this is an old issue. This was Spider-Man and Daredevil. What do they just throw it in here? Because it's giant size. They throw a fucking repeat in here. These giant sizes suck. But back in the day, this is the only place you were going to be able to read the classic stories. All right, again, we always get something. And what did we get out of that? We got some ideas for the. We were doing the Vulture thing, but what we got was a new Slave Leia piece. Now, April 1975, we ain't going to need that shit yet. But just in case, we'll keep it here. So, Doc Savage. So, it's basically, what is it, just 19? So there's two more left here. So, the Punisher is the next one. That's not till April, so we'll come back to that. Spider-Man versus the Grizzly. The Jackal and Grizzly kidnap Peter to uncover Spider-Man's civilian identity, rigged with a tracking device set to explode upon its removal. All right. That's when we last left off, when we ended the AracKnight Returns, Chapter 1. They put it was the Grizzly fight Spider-Man, taking him out with some drugs, and when he wakes up, he's in the lair of the Vulture, who we know is going to clone him, and clone Gwen fucking Stacy. All right. I took a skeletal old man. I took a skeleton. I took a skeleton, not a skeletal old man, that's stupid. I took a skeleton. I took a skeleton off a farm. Wasted potential. And I turned him into one of us. Adrian managed to spring himself free and is almost looking regal as he spreads his wings and looks as he is about to escape. One only knows the effects the war had. One only knows the effects the war had on the survivors below. I knew once Empire City rose from its ranks, rose from its rancor, that there would be droves. I knew once Empire City rose from its rancor, that there would be droves of Denzians. What, not Denzians? Is that how you spell Denzians? Denzians. Denizens. There'd be droves of Denzians eager to migrate. And everyone with a connection. And everyone with a connection or some melodrama to exploit. Adrian manages to spring himself free and is almost looking regal as he spreads his wings and looks like he is about to escape. One only knows the effects the war had on the survivors below. I knew once Empire City rose from its rancor that there would be droves of Denzians eager to migrate, and everyone with a connection or some melodrama to exploit. Close up on his face, as we see he is not going to make it. I knew it was of the utmost importance. Keep the secrets of Empire City safe. Years. It's not always about the money. It's about the time. It's about the class now. It's about the time. I knew it was of the utmost importance to keep the secrets of Empire City safe. It's not always about the money, but it can be a motivational disturbance. I knew it was of the utmost importance to keep the secrets of Empire City safe. It's not always about the money, but it can be a motivational disturbance. I like that. Be a motivational disturbance. The idea is what he's saying is he's paranoid. You can't say I was paranoid, that's why I had him killed. That's a cheesy way. You don't say it, you dress it up. That's what vocabulary's for. I knew it was of the utmost importance to keep the secrets of Empire City safe. It's not always about the money, but it could be a motivational disturbance. But it could be a motivational disturbance. Those for those who don't belong. Nah, be a motivational disturbance. Leave it there. We see a horrific crunching and morphing as Adrian is sucked through the exhaust port by the same magnetic power he harnessed, almost like when Boba Fett was sucked into the Sarlacc pit in Return of the Jedi. But it could be a motivational disturbance. It would be easy to call it paranoia. I simply made a chess move based on what I knew the outcome would be. It would be easy to call it paranoia. I simply made a chess move based on what I knew the outcome would be. Based on what I knew the outcome would be, or could be. This is him saying, I got fucking paranoid. Fuck him, had them all killed. It would be easy to call it paranoia. I simply made a chess move based on what I knew the outcome would be. But what I knew the outcome would be, or could be. Better him than me. Nah, that's too much rhyming. It would be easy to call it paranoia. I simply made a chess move based on what I knew the outcome would be, or could be. In getting rid of a liability, I created a monster. 6 monsters. So do we want to keep going and showing him? No, yeah, following the process of Adrian being digested, because you can pan out of him being drenched in fucking like radioactive fluid and kind of like you bubble it into Peter in the back of the tank and like Norman's still talking to him. So essentially, we're opening up our first 2 pages of this story with Adrian. We just saw Adrian's origin and being fucked and sucked in, crunched up. Now let's see him getting drenched in radioactive shit. Let's see him being fucking built, man. You know what I mean? Let's see this fucker being built. This is literally Norman saying, but I realized my most painful mistake was not overestimating. But I realized my most painful mistake was not overestimating the survival Was not overestimating the survival instincts. But I realized my most painful mistake was not overestimating the survival instincts of my architects. Was not overestimating the survival instincts of my architects. It was not realizing. It was not realizing that the city I created. But I realized my most painful mistake was not overestimating the survival instincts of my architects. It was not realizing that the city I created was no longer cogs. Was no longer cogs and fuel. It was alive. Was an entity. It would decide the fate. It would decide the fate of its builders, of its what? Of its builders, of its creators. But I realized my most painful mistake was not overestimating the survival instincts of my architects. It was not realizing that the city I created was no longer cogs and fuel. It was alive. It was an entity. It would decide the fate of his creators. We see Adrian brunched, scalded, and nearly disemboweled as he is drenched in neon green radioactive fluid as he is shot through a wave. We see Adrian crunched, scalded, and nearly disemboweled as he is drenched in neon green radioactive fluid and shot as he is drenched in neon green radioactive fluid, being bathed and drowned. Very similar to the Joker in radioactive waste. Adrian screams in agony, but his suit protects him. No, not yet. SFX of the radioactive drenching. Okay. An exhaust port begins to open as Adrian is about to be dumped out into the wastelands. I sold something. Hey, good old eBay. What do we got here? Good for you. You changed your address. Good for you. Good for you. What did we sell? Come on, show me what we sold. Always like a nice eBay sell. International. We get a lot of international sales. I love it. Missouri book. What country are we going to? Do we have a new country? I always like when we add new countries. Australia. We love Australia. We bloody love it. An exhaust port begins to open as Adrian is about to be dumped out into the wastelands. Like a water slide, Adrian is sucked into a funnel and is about to be dumped out a la Luke Skywalker on Cloud City. As the radioactive waste shoots out of the port with Adrian sucked in, we see the river of waste, of deadly waste, start to blend and dissolve into the next panel, where it begins to turn blue as we blend the two shots, transitioning out of the flashback and into the present, where we see Peter still trapped and rigged up in Norman's Bacta tank, healing from his attempted murder at the hands of. We turn blue as we blend the two transition of the flight into the present, what we see into the present. That's panel 6, basically. But we see Peter still trapped and rigged up in Norman's Bacta tank, healing from his attempted murder at the hands of the Sandman and the Vulture. Norman is talking to Peter, who can't answer, but looks both angry, scared, and confused as Norman talks to him, as Norman leers, prattles on, preaches on. Boom! All right. SFX of the Bacta tank, bubbling, and monitors buzzing. Douche. All right, so we got the page laid out. Now we got to write the dialogue. So now we're going to open up Amazing Spider-Man 140. His port is bunting. All right, so we got. But I realized my most painful mistake was not overestimating the survival instincts of my architects. It was not realizing that the city I created was no longer cogs and fuel. It was alive. It became an entity. It would decide the fate of its creators. It would defy me like a spoiled child, eager to challenge me. It would defy me like a spoiled child, eager to challenge my master. to challenge its master. Like a spoiled child eager to challenge its master. Right? Disembowels. He's drenched in neon green radioactive fluid, being bathed and drowned, very similar to the Joker in radioactive waste. Adrian screams in agony. So what is he saying here? You don't just say the same thing over and it's boring. We gotta tell the story here. We've already established he's paranoid. He didn't want them fucking spreading secrets about his city. I dreamed of a city in the clouds. I dreamed of a skyscraper. I dreamed of a city in the clouds. I dreamed of a skyscraper. Of a skyscraper touching space. I dreamed of a city in the clouds. I dreamed of a skyscraper in orbit. I dreamed of a city in the clouds. I dreamed of a skyscraper in orbit. What else is he saying here? Let's play around. Let's get some motivation here. The spider, the jackal, the grizzly, and the battle to the death! Department of Redundancy Department. If you read our last issue, then you already know that the man-monster named the Grizzly attacked J. Jonah Jameson's Daily Bugle. How Spidey fought the Grizzly, then tracked him to the Washington Square townhouse, and how Peter Parker, our intrepid hero, was captured by said Grizzly and the green garb mystery man, the Jackal. So the idea is we have to see whether we bring the Grizzly and the Jackal into our story, and how they could help us. The plan is 2 issues of Amazing Spider-Man, 2 issues of Marvel Team-Up, but if we can get this done, we can cut off the assignments early and save them for the next class. Not always a guarantee. You're sure this punk can lead us to that creep Spider-Man? So Peter Parker has been captured. The Jackal either knows who he is or he's just following Peter Parker. Peter's spider sense is going off. The Jackal's bringing him in. He says, look, necessary improvisation. What is this? I see you, my little lab impresses you, Parker. Knock him out, Grizzly. It'll be simpler if he's unconscious. When we perform the operation. He's out, Jackal. What do you want? All right, so fucking Grizzly knocks him out, legitimately, I guess. Look at that piece of ass, Liz Allen. We're already working on our cover. We got that going. He spent the early evenings apartment hunting with Liz Allen. Then the Grizzly came. This idiot in a fucking Grizzly suit came and beat the shit out of him. He found a new place in Chelsea. And now when he wakes up, he sees Ned Leeds and Betty Brant. And he's back in his apartment. We found you lying here unconscious. Where am I? The lobby of the Bugle building. It was a Spider-Man's fight with the Grizzly, and then something hit me. As usual, Betty was ready to fly into hysterics. We'll give you the chance to think it through over a cup of coffee, Pete. Something will come back to you. So all of a sudden he realizes there's something wrong with his arm. He's got a magnet. Now we can't really use this because we've used this before with we can have Norman can outfit Peter with something on his arm. We can have almost like Peter's arm's crippled from his fight with like Sandman and Vulture. I can even go back and add in the last panel, one of the last when they're torturing Peter, you fucking snap his goddamn arm right off. It's true the Jackal put some sort of harness on my arm. Gotta rip it off somehow. Don't act too hastily, my teenage tool. If you tamper with this device, If you try to force it, open or unlock it, or jimmy it any way at all, it will vibrate itself into powder, instantly destroying both itself and your arm. Oh, I like that. Wow. And learn your identity of that accursed costume crime fighter Spider-Man. So this is interesting writing, because the idea is that he's tracking him, so Peter's got to try and do some shit without being Spider-Man. Peter's moving into his new place. I'll give this to Parker. You certainly don't go for anything pretentious. I just found the place yesterday, Flash, and the salary J. Jonas pays me, it's the best I can do. Oh, and then we got Glory Grant. First appearance of Gloria Grant. Say that it's a pretty fine camera. All right, so we got Glory Grant, future Bond girl, right here. She looks like the chick from Live and Let Die. Name's Gloria Grant. In case you wonder, I live down the hall. This reprobate is Flash Thompson, a friend of mine. We're all friends here, Peter. Drop in, we'll have some tea. Ooh, Glory Grant. Take it back, part of this, the greatest apartment I've ever seen. All I've got in my building are old ladies on Social Security. So, Flash, why don't you move to the city? After a day spent in fruitless soul searching, he's finally come to a decision. And to implement it, he's got to come here to his college chemistry lab, where he's about to have a run-in head-on with destiny. Peter's trying to get this harness off his arm. I love what they do. This is actually pretty cool. And we were just working with, see, we had the torch, we had the vulture right there on the thing, so it's always fun how it plays in. So Peter's trying to fucking bust this motherfucker off. And he does! He gets it off. He tosses it into the fucking Hudson. He swings away and says, aha, Jackal, go fuck your mother. I did this shit. I did it right. And he sees J. Jonah Jameson sleeping, wakes him up. Have a cigar. A light. Now tell me what you know about the grizzly before I paste you one across that nose. As Jack Webb uses, just the facts, mister. If you get out of here, you can have your facts. I first heard of the grizzly 11 years ago when he was still a professional wrestler. Oh, you know when I love wrestling. I was shocked by the kind of violence. See, he hates J. Jonah Jameson because I guess Jonah Jameson destroyed his career. By the time the hearing was over, the grizzly was finished. The commissioner revoked his license, and J. Jonah Jameson had won another victory over the forces of lawlessness and immorality. What is this? The grizzly, a buffoon named Maxwell Markham, didn't quite see it that way. So Jonah Jameson fucked this guy's career up, man. He ruined his career. Why don't we call a spade a spade? He destroys his cigar. That was kind of cool that he did that. You can't talk like that. He throws his boot at my shoe. Why did I throw my shoe? It's a $50 pair of shoes. It's a great line. Enough already. Follow our website downtown. A block of 19th century townhouses. That's the Jackal's hideout. So now he's trying to find the Jackal's hideout. Now, when we caught up with Spider-Man, he got the shit kicked out of him inside the bridge there. That might play into our dialogue here, is where we're going. Is that's where Norman rescued him. They could track him down by finding us. And Spider-Man's got to team up with the man who ordered the hit on his parents. It's a long shot, but it's worth a try. Speaking of long shots. Footprints. He's checking out all the fucking things. The black light. Wait a minute. I haven't run through my leads yet. I always love when they show him shooting around the city they always draw the city fun. Ed's gym. Jonas said the Grizzlies used to be arresting Maxwell Markham. All I have to do is find an open gym in there. Maxwell Markham. Maxie, cripes, I ain't seen that Joe in years. He used to work out of over at Halpsom's gym on the West 34th. So now the Grizzly is there. Crazy Max is in here. He's beating up everybody that he used to wrestle with. He's bitter. He's pissed. And then Spider-Man's here. So listen, you fuckface. You fucked with me too much. I'm going to rip all this cool shit off you. You're no longer a big fucking douchebag. You beat the living crap out. I'm going to rip your fucking grizzly suit off. And now we show that it was all just a big power suit. That, again, we used that with the vulture. So Spider-Man fucks up the grizzly. He'll be waiting for you, officer. I'm sure J. Jonah Jameson will be pressing charges. Unfortunately, he says he's a chump. And he realizes that, holy shit, the problem is he was just a patsy for the Jackal. The Spider-Mobile comes into us. We need a Spider-Mobile scene here in this particular storyline. We have to have a fucking Spider-Mobile scene. Now we're getting into February here, so we're going to switch things up here. Get over to Marvel Team Up, which we had a mention in Giant Size about how basically Spider-Man teams up with Hercules. Now where are we here? Did we get anything out of that issue? Spider-Man the Jackal, I kind of liked it. That was a cool issue, as much as I can't stand the clone shit that comes back. We see Adrian crunch, scald, and nearly disemboweled as he is drenched in neon green radioactive fluid, being bathed and drowned very similar to the Joker in radioactive waste. Adrian screams in agony. I dreamed of a city in the clouds. I dreamed of a skyscraper in orbit. Dreams must be built by soldiers. Dreams must be built by soldiers. I don't want to take credit for Adrian's baptism. Empire City. Dreamed of a city in the clouds. I dreamed of a skyscraper in orbit. Dreams must be built by soldiers. I don't want to take credit for Adrian's baptism. The city. He was chosen by the city. An exhaust port begins to open as Adrian is about to be dumped out into the wastelands. I dreamed of a city in the clouds. I dreamed of a skyscraper in orbit. Dreams must be built by soldiers. I don't want to take credit for Adrian's baptism. He was chosen by the city. Oh. I wanted to erase a liability. Instead, I created a monster. 6 to be exact. I wanted to erase a liability. Instead, I created a monster. 6 to be exact. That's cheesy. An exhaust port begins to open as Adrian is about to be dumped out into the wastelands. You see the deluge start to blend and dissolve. But instead, the suit begins to lock in and protect him, like it is his snake skin. He is bonding with his vulture, his steampunk vulture suit, becoming one with it, very similar to Venom. It's like we're redoing the origin a little bit. Why does it keep saying Adrian? I said Adrian, you fuck. Or is it Roderick Toombs? He is bonding with this steampunk vulture suit, becoming one with it, very similar to Venom. SFX of the suit bonding Adrian. Like a water slide, Adrian is sucked into a funnel and is about to be dumped out. Oh, look at her. I don't like that. Instead, I created a monster. 6 to be exact. Nah, that's stupid. I wanted to erase it. Instead, I created a monster. Nah. We've had those lines. I don't like it. Let's get some inspiration. Let's take a look at this fucking team up. 2 team ups here. We're going to finish out 1974 with a little tag team match between Spider-Man and Hercules. Hercules, the City Stealers. It's one of those stupid fucking stories. Spider-Man's chilling. He's been searching for his apartment, so we're about 2 months behind here. It's bizarre. Hercules is looking around while another man starves and drowns a star in a font of liquor. One man may wine and dine like a king. So Hercules is roaming around the city. I mean, against the Mariners have been sleeping over Flash Thompson's couch ever since my old roommate cracked up. Yes, we got into that. Hercules is trying to figure out why humans do what things that they do. Spider-Man swinging around the Chrysler building. All of a sudden, there is a fucking earthquake. Thunderbolt of Zeus, an earthquake. The entire island is being knocked around like a cement mixer. Spider-Man swinging by the Empire State Building. This city's built on bedrock. During a strong wind, the Empire State Building sways a full 6 inches. Really? You can't have an earthquake, Manhattan. The city's built on solid bedrock. Metallic shell, right? I gave him purpose to build a magnetic shell around our metropolis. Around. Lifting us off, not the ground, not lifting us off the bedrock. I like that. Lifting us off the bedrock. Yes, yes, yes. See, that's why I kept on seeing that word bedrock. It was so cool. I liked it. That's the way it has to be, because that's the way I like it. Very Venice, because the flooding commercial for the Spider-Mobile maybe later. Web shooters, power temporarily disabled. Spider-Mobile, like his Aston Martin. Catacombs, Empire City could be the ruins. Mega City Easter eggs, gigantic laser machines. We did that. Slave labor, prisoners of war. I like that. Once Spider-Man figures out that he can't beat these villains, what if, when going through the catacombs, there's literally a shitload of fucking prisoners down there, fucking like that'll be the real story about what's going on. And I don't think maybe Jameson won't know. Something about with slave labor. We can have slave labor. And remember, there's a Civil War theme to our story. It's futuristic, but again, New York left. Ooh. The energy it takes to run the city. What if Jameson's all for it? They need slave labor to run the city. Or capturing certain super powered individuals to use as superhero slave labor. Oh, we can get into that because again, Civil War themes, it works. Prisoners of war. Oh, I like that shit. So now I work with you fine gentlemen. I have to get Dr. O back with his minions. We have to get the doc free from Osborn. We're working on that. Could need the doctor for transmutation, something similar, yeah, which we basically got into here. Colonel Jameson, can we bring these stones back from his trip to the moon? Yes. Sam needs Harold to help harness his natural form. We've gotten into that. He needs a body, yours. Business, I'll never expect you to forgive me, but as far as I'm concerned, we're even. We did that already. Leave Empire City. We're even. Your code will never allow you to forgive me. I will always retaliate. I like that. Osborn will either turn on Spider-Man. Nah, we don't turn it on. That could be some twisted shit or redemption. Fighting together as a tag team, Spider-Man and Osborn will be triumphant. Joker and Batman moment their face-off will reveal some more secrets of the actual truth. Jameson needs those scientists to help cure his son. Possible inclusion of the moon gem, save Crystal. Okay, so we've gotten, all right, okay, there we go. One of us. And with everyone a connection, or some melodrama to exploit. Could be a motivational disturbance. It would be easy to call paranoia, or could be. All right, so we got all that done. Define me like a spoiled child eager to challenge its master. Like a spoiled apprentice, no. It would decide the fate of its creators. It would defy me. challenge its master. He was chosen by the city. I like that. Shows he's a little fucking insane. An exhaust port begins to open. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4 panels of dialogue to fill here. That is our challenge, and we are done for this assignment. An exhaust port begins to open. Adrian, he's about to be shit out into the wastelands. Norman just had said, I dreamed of a city in the clouds, right? Dreams must be built by soldiers. I don't want to take credit for Adrian's baptism. He was chosen by the city. What is he saying here? Many have said my decisions. Many have said Empire City. Many have said that Empire City was the epitome of evil. And I say it was necessary for the preservation of our people. Many have said that Empire City was the epitome of evil. And I say it was necessary for the preservation of our people to not get involved. For the preservation of our people as they took up arms and killed each other. And I say it was necessary for the preservation of our people as they took up arms and killed each other. And I say it was. Many have said that Empire City was the epitome of evil. Free to dance and toil. Free to dance and toil while Americans took up arms and killed each other. And I say it was necessary for the preservation of our people. There must always be a paradise. That's stupid. Many have said that Empire City was the epitome of evil, free to dance and toil while Americans took up arms and killed each other. And I say it was necessary for the preservation of our people. The center of the coil for the preservation of our people. The center of the coil could only stir the coals. And not lay ourselves upon the ashes. Nature decides. Free to dance and toil while Americans took up arms and killed each other. And I say it was necessary for the preservation of our people. The center of the coil could only stir the coals and not lay ourselves upon the ashes. The center of the coil could only stir the coals and not lay ourselves upon the ashes, thereby erasing our species. Thereby erasing our species due to disagreements and hurt feelings. This country falls into two categories: the warriors and the waste. The warriors and the waste. I like that. Many have said that Empire City was the epitome of evil, free to dance and toil while Americans took up arms and killed each other. And I say it was necessary, for the preservation of our people. The center of the coil can only stir the coals and not lay ourselves upon the ashes, thereby erasing our species due to disagreements and hurt feelings. This country falls into two categories: the warriors and the waste. Like a water slide, Adrian is sucked into a funnel and is about to be dumped out a la Luke Skywalker on Cloud City. But instead, the suit begins to lock and protect him like it's a snake skin, like it is his snake skin. He is bonding with his steampunk vulture suit, becoming one with it very similar to Venom. What else could Norman be saying? 4, 5, 6. Get 3 good, juicy fucking lines out here. He's exposition, but he's also framing. He's creating the mood. He's a fucking psychopath. He's Howard Hughes. He's Tony Stark. He's everything. We got fucking New York City's having an earthquake. During a strong wind, the Empire State Building sways a full 6 inches. I did not know that. In fact, an earthquake's a heck of a lot more powerful than your average strong wind. Chick falls out of the building. Spidey's got to jump down and save her. He gets those Gwen flashbacks. This is utter madness. What fool would build his largest city upon a patch of land so fragile the merest tremor sends it sliding into the sea? That's a lot. That's a mouthful. All right. Hercules is saving the fucking day. Spider-Man saves the chick. She looks a lot like Gwen. Gives him a little bit of a flashback. Peter Parker is pursuing a bachelor's degree in physics. Look at this. He's back in school. From the looks of things, I'm not the only guy who's curious about the quake. Mobbing poor Professor Aldrich. I like when they bring in these other professors. It gives us more characters to play with, more characters to flesh out. 2 separate sources, a different focal point for the northern tremor and the southern. It's not possible. There can't be 2 faults in the Earth's crust at this spot. The students swarm frantically forward, and the professor loses sight of his star pupil. Peter sneaks out and says, "Let me do some Spider-Man shit." Hercules is walking through the fucking wasteland. This is kind of cool. Remember, we're talking about the wastelands. We're talking about how everything below Empire City is all fucked up. The area these mortals call Wall Street. The city's much vaunted temples for its moneylenders. Some women and even a song. The tremors, they begin again. Oh, look, it's the statue of Washington. Hercules is walking around. Poseidon's trident. An intruder. Intruder, kill the intruder. All right, so we got some crazy shit. Somebody's trying to steal the city, which plays into our plot about Empire City. What I think what happens here, we need our plot. Like, what's our plot? Sorry, we know right now, Salmon and Vulture, we know what their motivation is. They want Dr. Ock's brain. Dr. Ock is either calling to them, he sent out a message to them. Remember, they're both fucking monsters. They need Dr. Ock to cure them. There's your motivation there. Norman wants to get control of Empire City again. Peter just wants to save the fucking day. Get these fucking people out of his city. And we can either do something really fucking crazy, then it crash the city, but we've done that. They did that with Sokovia and the Avengers, so that's been done. So we can threaten to crash the city, but we can't make that the big MacGuffin at the end because, again, it's been done. But we can get something in there with that. Intruder. Spider-Man fucks some shit up. He gets smacked by a fucking robot. It's Fantastic Four is out of... Yes, we will go to sleep after we finish these pages. Intruder persists. The fucking robot smacks him around a little bit. Everyone's having a good fucking time. By my father's staff. So we find out Hercules can break some fucking chains. Still trying to figure out what's going on here. Okay. This unit is ahead of its schedule, so we will indulge your curiosity. We are simply, we are stealing Manhattan Island. In a matter of moments, our earth-digging machines will finish their task, and the interior foundation of Manhattan Island will be severed. All right, so we're doing this. We were doing this. It needs to be a special nuclear submarine is waiting with attached chains to haul this island out of New York Bay to a point we have previously designated. Holy shit, I like this. There it will remain until we have received a ransom of $2 billion from the governor of New York State. If he doesn't pay, the island will be sunk and its entire population will be destroyed. Okay, so they're going to sink. We definitely have to have a sink the city moment. Sick and tired of that line. Of course, there's something I can do. You blasted hook. So what we have here is we're showing this New York City. There's wastelands, there's catacombs. We're really trying to build a universe around this Empire City state to a point where we get it like, remember like that series Rai and Valiant? Where Japan, Tokyo, was a floating city. I remember when they crashed it. Rai fucking Valiant made some pretty cool fucking comics back in the day. They never hired me, so I stopped reading. Fuck it. All right, so Hercules is going to tackle the fucking robot. He's going to web the robot's fucking face. They got to figure out why these robots are stealing the city. It turns out there's going to be some prick in here. Then Hercules literally has to pull the city back into place. Okie dokie. Thou must learn the secret of this mystery of thy own, Spider-Man. I have other matters that concern me. Matters as the grave as this, perhaps more. So Hercules is going to fight Thor, if you want to read Thor. We're not up to Thor yet. We saved the day, Mr. Mayor. We put Manhattan back along. Certainly, there's just one problem. You costume vigilante. Don't you realize when you pulled our shining city from its foundations, what you did to our sterling bridges, our meticulous tunnels? Don't worry, Mr. Mayor. If you catch Reed Richards in a good mood, he'll have your ticket toys fixed by morning. Jesus. That's exactly the way Mary Jerry told it to his friend, and quite frankly, we're not sure if we believe it either. That's the damage to the Triborough Bridge, and the Lincoln Tunnel alone would have, well, anyway, next issue, don't miss the coming of infinity. See, even they know this fucking issue sucked. And then they even pull fucking Spider-Man out of the next goddamn issue. They go into the fucking new year in the... Really? This fucking stupid storyline? Infinius? Beware the coming of Infinius Youth. Fuck the Human fucking Torch, man. Detroit, Michigan. Not necessarily a name to conjure with, but still impressive. Sitting on the banks of the Detroit River, it connects with Lake Claire and Lake Erie, forming a link in the St. Lawrence Seaway, making it one of the main gates to Canada in the Northwest. Why am I reading this? Detroit's where they make cars. All right, so Johnny Storm is going to check out some fucking cars. And it just so happens that fucking Tony Stark's in town. Not relevant. Tony Stark set to mesh the entire Fantastic Four. This is when he pretends not to be fucking Iron Man. This is Storm. Johnny Storm's got the new suit on. Stark comes in. Playboy industry list is Iron Man. If that isn't enough to send your mind reeling, try this on for size. Tony Stark, the idol of 1,000 personalities, magazine readers, is in fact a man with a weak heart. Indeed, his heart is so weak it requires a special pacemaker to keep it beating, and even so could stop at any moment. From even the slightest shock. Life and death. So the tech number. Let's see if we can use anything from here. Started a month ago in a 4-minute. The construction site was buried under a stream of hot cement. The next person to die was a girl, electrocuted by a washing machine. So Stark's factory is fucking some things up. We got some guy in a stupid looking fucking suit shooting people, and then the tech goes fucking weird. Tony almost gets fucking killed. That man is running away! So Iron Man puts on his fucking suit. Whoever that costume character was, I was determined to not let him get away, at least not without a fight. Iron Man's my bodyguard, Johnny, remember? Doesn't look like much of a bodyguard to me. So Iron Man's got to get up and fuck this guy up, but then he shoots him with his little tech gun, and his fucking suit goes all crazy. Rogers, I was just telling you, young Storm here about our little adventure yesterday. I wish I'd taken as calmly as you, Mr. Stark. At any rate, about these contracts. Now we know that fucking guy's it. Excusing himself, Tony turns his papers. Explode. With a speed that defies description, Johnny Storm flames on, swoops through the collapsing dust and motor even before Tony Stark or his assistant reveals what is happening. Somebody just tried to kill you specifically. We know it's this fucking dude. Infinius. Stupid fucking name. Stupid fucking suit. He swells up. Darkness crashes in. Darkness fades. Pulsar rays. So it aggravates me because they promote the Marvel Team Up title and then they just keep throwing fucking Johnny Storm in here because they're so desperate to get Johnny Storm off the ground because they are annoyed that he's not as big as Spider-Man. Dr. Francis William Markswell, who expects it to be true. Yes, well, the kind of delusion you describe is not uncommon, Mr. Storm. Feelings of frustration, persecution, alienation. While Johnny Storm burns a fire trail across the dusty Detroit skyline, deep within the substructure of Stark Industries' administrative complex, a hidden lab hums with electrical activity. See, if I ever used Detroit, I wouldn't call it Detroit, I'd call it Delta City and bring in fucking Skynet. Regardless of one might suppose, Tony Stark isn't concerned for himself. No, he's worried about the possible future victims of the madman called Infinius. Perhaps men do live again and again, over and over throughout time. What is he saying here? Apparently, Infinius believes he's reincarnated Egyptian king, and that I and those other men he's killed are his enemies, also reincarnated from previous life. And really, the odd part of it is, there's no way to prove he's wrong. If so, this is certainly the most bizarre case of reverse I've ever heard of. Revenge. The modified electromagnetic tracking device. I might just be able to pull that off. East Detroit Public Library. I like a little adventure in Detroit. Shows these guys get around. Johnny Storm meets a cute little fucking cute little librarian. And he's studying. What am I reading? What the fuck is this fucking story? All right, he's got the hot ass librarian. Gives a little kiss. Flames on. Flies away. I'm trying to write a fucking Spider-Man story. I got Iron Man, fucking stupid goddamn Human Torch in fucking Detroit. You probably recognize the place, the Stark Industries lab, where Tony Stark was almost killed by Infinius, but it's just possible you don't recognize the people having a short memory. Like a terrible, stupid, good story. You know this fucking asshole fucking guy is Infinius. Everything. Meanwhile, I'll see to Infinius. We know this guy is Infinius. It can't be possible. Nowhere except jail. Jail, never. You're a prick. I'll shoot that. It's gonna melt. Then Iron Man punches him in the head. Iron Man and the Human Torch team up. They're a cheesy tag team. Only Infinius is. Oh god, this is so stupid. You try to get something out of every issue, you know? But sometimes they just throw you these stupid fucking team up guys. Infinius is your brother. This is so stupid. He wanted to kill somebody, crackpot murders. I suppose Rogers was the intended victim and Stark's presence was a coincidence. Jesus Christ. Applied psychology. It's a stupid fucking story. Fuck you. Fuck fucking Marvel team up. You're aggravating the shit out of me. What do we got here? Number 30. So, well, they finally bring Spider-Man back with the Falcon. All right. We got one issue left here. 141. Spider-Man versus Mysterio. Now, what do we have here? We got 3 more panels we want to put down here. Like a water slide, Adrian is sucked into a funnel and is about to be dumped out, a la Luke Skywalker on Cloud City. But instead, the suit begins to lock in and protect him, like it is his snake skin. He is bonding with his steampunk vulture suit, becoming one with it, very similar to Venom. Free to dance and toil, the warriors and the waste. In a perfect world, in a perfect world, they would appreciate the irony of their attempted execution. And the gifts and the gifts that came from being bathed bathed in poison. And the gifts that came from, in a perfect world, they would appreciate the irony of their attempted execution. That's stupid. Baptism. He writes about the baptism. Could be. Where's the baptism line? There would be glitches. Wasted potential. Rose from its rancor. Motivational partnership image. Could be. Live entity would defy me. There's a fucking line in here about baptism. When he's bathed in the radioactive waste. Crushed up against. Should be thanking. Oh. Should be thanking me. Rose Smith's rancor. Connection melodrama. Based on be easy to call paranoia. My most painful mistake. Defy me like a spoiled child. Oh, I want to take credit for Adrian's baptism. He was chosen by the city. Purified. Save the poison line for down here. Okay, here we go. In a perfect world, they would appreciate the irony of their attempted execution. The same poison. The same poison. In a perfect world, they would appreciate the irony of their attempted execution. The poison. They were purified by poison. Not they were. Purified by poison. In a perfect world, they would appreciate the irony of their attempted execution. Purified by poison. Ready. Purified by poison. Armed and ready. Armed and ready. The next phase of evolution. We've used that line. Purified by. In a perfect world, they would appreciate the irony of their attempted execution. In a perfect world, they would appreciate the irony of their execution. Purified by poison. Purified by poison. Cursed. 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 In a perfect world, they would appreciate the irony of their execution. Purified by poison. Here he used it just like us. Purified by poison. Once again. Just like us. In a perfect world, they would appreciate the irony. They would appreciate the irony of their execution. Purified by poison. Once again, just like us. As the radioactive waste shoots out of the port with Adrian sucked in, we see the river. Okay, so now we're going to blend. Now we're going to blend. Let's look at this last issue. And we should get our last two lines here of our last two blocks of dialogue. Once again, just like us. Once again, just like us. We shouldn't be wasting valuable resources. We shouldn't be wasting valuable resources destroying one another. Or even worse, we shouldn't be wasting valuable resources destroying one another. Or even worse, sabotaging the city. Those two. I need something to describe their hatred. Norman has to convince Peter in these two panels to team up with him. Remember, he's got you trapped in a fucking Bacta tank. This is the man who ordered the hit on your fucking parents. You hate this man, and he's trying to tell you that you need to team up with me and convince these two to come in with me, and if not, we're gonna have to fucking kill him. I need that in these two panels right here. And the class is done. And we've opened up a brand new chapter, the second chapter of a possible 5. No, not possible. We're doing 5 fucking chapters. We're going for 5 chapters in this second graphic novel. The sequel to the AracKnight, of course, titled The AracKnight Returns. Let's get some motivation for these last 2 panels. We've got the Spider-Mobile. I'm trying to see if we get a ghoul Spider-Mobile chase in this storyline. He's driving the Spidey-Mobile. Turns out fucking Mysterio's gonna be after him. Another New York driver. Oh, looks like Spider-Man is being chased by the Fuzz. I'm thinking about trying to see if I get a cool Spider-Mobile chase in here because every movie and every show has got to doing all the swing fighting. We've done the swinging and fighting. We've done it a million times. What if we can get a fucking cool, a Spidey-Mobile chase in this? Something where he will lose his powers or he gets fucking, his web fluid gets fucking zapped. And Nick Fury will give him a fucking Spidey-Mobile. Now, this is us. I was wrong. But those of us who've read Spider-Man 126, we know. What's this? Oh, yeah. The Jackal, the fucking Spider-Mobile. He's driving the Spidey-Mobile. I like the Spider-Man. See, getting to see all the cool shit. After a stunt like that, I feel just like Steve McQueen. All right, I need a Spider-Mobile chase in this fucking story. He jumps in the water. Whoa. Or does it jump in the water with him? And he make an alley disappear. Good riddance. Terrific. Why would he drive it into the water on purpose? Oh, he was driving into an alley and the alley disappeared because I think Mysterio was in his fucking. When we next pick up our hurried hero, it's several hours after the aborted Spider-Mobile caper. An exhausted Peter tries to stay awake during a class in biochemistry. Positive results. Peter, I must admit I'm a Pole. Because of your marks last year, you had to take Biochem 106 over the semester. And your second chance is your last chance. So can we bring Professor Warren into the story knowing full well this guy ends up being the fucking Joker? The Jackal. Is teaching a pupil even as friends. Thanks, Professor Warren. Mary Jane. Heard you hadn't signed it this year. True enough, Peter. Doctor's orders. Says I need the arrest deal about if that shakeup I had. The explosion destroyed the old department. For the time being, anyway, MJ's education is still at a standstill. Oh, him and Mary Jane. Ah, Mary Jane. He still thinks about Gwen, but he loves Mary Jane. He wants to bang Mary Jane. The autumn wind lifts leaves across the city, gusting them over one part of town to another. If we follow them across town, they take us here to a certain private club. Oh, yes, Mr. Jameson. And Norton, I'm expecting an important phone call. When it comes, please notify me at once. I'll be in the main salon. And if you're rich enough to pay the $5,000 due a year for the club dues, if you care about such things. All right, they're at the private club. Excellent. I report to them tomorrow. Well, well. On the contrary, Mr. Robinson, for the first time in many years, everything is just fine. Peter Parker, as we do. Disgruntled cast member might as well be web-swinging Spider-Man. 5 o'clock right now. I still haven't figured out a way to salvage my Spider-Mobile. It's at the bottom of the ocean. I definitely want to get a Spider-Mobile chase into this fucking story. Oh, McDonald's. Oh, I'm so fucking hungry. Spider-Man steals from fucking McDonald's. He eats the guy. I like that. He steals the McDonald's. Warning of danger. Body acts to save him. My shoulder is loose, torn right out of my socket. The pain is throbbing. Says take a physics degree. The fog is thickening. Oh, Mysterio is here, fucking him up. But then it turns out, of course, oh, it really is Mysterio beating the shit out of him. Stronger than I remembered. Why is Mysterio just jumping into the frame here to beat the shit out of Spider-Man? See what Mysterio's been up to since the last time I sent him off jail. Way back in Spidey 67. So we haven't seen Mysterio. This is Spider-Man 140, right? 141? It's been a long fucking time since we've seen Mysterio. He's making him think of trucks coming at him. So we can really get into the whole Mad Hatter and, going mad, going crazy. If we wanted to bring Mysterio into this storyline, then he thinks he sees the Goblin. He thinks he's seeing all these imageries. He's going fucking crazy. They're throwing pumpkin bombs at him. He's going nuts. Turns out it's the Jackal fucking with him. Everybody's fucking with him. His teams are all fucked up. This is only beginning Spider-Man. Hold your breath. He jumps at him, misses it, comes to work. He's all fucked up. Mysterio's fucking with him. Peter Parker's going insane. We don't believe it for a minute, compadres, and neither should you. For the full story behind this story, tune in the next issue, and we'll present the man who hated Spider-Man. What happened here? Mysterio died in prison almost a year ago. And of course, he faked his death, which we'll get to. We can have some fun with Mysterio. We're kind of looking to try and reinvent Mysterio. We'll probably get to that next class. We pretty much know how we want to finish this up. We're just kind of looking at some cool shit here. We shouldn't be wasting valuable resources destroying one another. Or even worse, sabotaging this city. Those two beasts. Those two beasts intend to sink us. Or even worse, sabotaging the city. Those two beasts intend to sink us back to Atlantis. Those two beasts intend to sink us back to Atlantis. And I have the means to escape. But for everything you believe about me, I would never leave this place. I would never allow anyone to draw their sword. But for everything you believe about me, I would never leave this place. I would never allow anyone to draw their sword against my empire. Against my empire. I like that. But for everything you believe about me, I would never leave this place. I built this place. No, I would never leave this place. I built this with my mind. That's cheesy. I would never leave this place. I am the guardian at the gates. I would never leave this place. I am the guardian at the gates. I would never allow anyone to draw their sword against my empire. Remember, he's fucking crazy. Where we will see Peter still trapped and rigged up in Norman's Bacta tank, healing from his attempted murder at the hands of the Sandman and the Vulture. Norman is talking to Peter, who can't answer but looks both angry, scared, and confused as Norman preaches on. Norman is talking to Peter, who can't answer but looks both angry, scared, and confused as Norman preaches on. That is why you are here, Peter. That is why you have been spared. That is why I haven't taken the advantage. That's why I haven't taken the advantage of harvesting every inch of your radioactive corpse. That is why you are here, Peter. That is why you have been spared. That is why I haven't taken the advantage of harvesting every inch of your radioactive corpse. That's why I haven't taken the advantage of harvesting every inch of your radioactive corpse. Because I need you. I need you to help me save my empire. If you truly are the hero, if you truly are the hero you fantasize yourself to be, that is why you are here, Peter. That is why you have been spared. That is why I haven't taken the advantage of harvesting every inch of your radioactive corpse. Because I need you. I need you to help me save my empire. If you truly are the hero you fantasize yourself to be, you will see fate standing in front of you. If you truly are the hero you fantasize yourself to be, you will see fate standing in front of you. Or I can simply say, you owe me. I need you to help because I need you. I need you to help me save my empire. If you truly are the hero you fantasize yourself to be, you will see fate standing in front of you. Or I can simply say, you owe me. I like that. Class dismissed, ladies and gentlemen. First 2 pages in the book. We started up the newest chapter, the AracKnight Returns. We've gotten the origin of the Vulture, bleeding it into the beginning of our story of Pete in the Bacta tank. It's art, it's story, it's fun, it's madness, it's crazy. There's nothing more fun in the world than writing fucking comic books. May fate and fate decide your fortune, and always remember. Brought to you by the new Faro's Lounge Kickstarter. 70% away from my goal. Help me get there. Fucking A right. Peace, love, and war. All that shit in between.